To use police terms, at 2:59 p.m. on September the 9th, I was proceeding along Wilbraham Crescent in a westerly direction. It was my first introduction to Wilbraham Crescent, and frankly, Wilbraham Crescent had me baffled. I had been following a hunch, with a persistence becoming more dogged day by day, as the hunch seemed less and less likely to pay off. I'm like that. The number I wanted was 61, and could I find it? No, I could not. Having studiously followed the numbers from 1 to 35, Wilbraham Crescent then appeared to end. A thoroughfare uncompromisingly labelled Albany Road barred my way. I turned back. On the north side there were no houses, only a wall. Behind the wall, blocks of modern flats soared upwards, the entrance of them being obviously in another road. No help there. I looked up at the numbers I was passing. 24, 23, 22, 21. Diana Lodge, presumably 20, with an orange cat on the gatepost, washing its face. 19. The door of 19 opened, and a girl came out of it and down the path with what seemed to be the speed of a bomb. The likeness to a bomb was intensified by the screaming that accompanied her progress. It was high and thin and singularly inhuman. Through the gate the girl came and collided with me with a force that nearly knocked me off the pavement. She did not only collide, she clutched, a frenzied, desperate clutching. "Steady," I said, as I recovered my balance. I shook her slightly. "Steady now!" The girl steadied. She still clutched, but she stopped screaming. Instead she gasped, deep, sobbing gasps. I can't say that I reacted to the situation with any brilliance. I asked her if anything was the matter. Recognizing that my question was singularly feeble, I amended it. "What's the matter?" The girl took a deep breath. "In there!" She gestured behind her. "Yes?" "There's a man on the floor. Dead. She was going to step on him." "Who was? Why?" I think because she's blind, and there's blood on him." She looked down and loosened one of her clutching hands. "And on me! There's blood on me!" "So there is," I said. I looked at the stains on my coat sleeve. "And on me now as well," I pointed out. I sighed and considered the situation. "You'd better take me in and show me," I said. But she began to shake violently. I can't. I won't go in there again." "Perhaps you're right." I looked round. There seemed nowhere very suitable to deposit a half-fainting girl. I lowered her gently to the pavement and sat her with her back against the iron railings. "You stay there," I said, "until I come back. I shan't be long. You'll be all right. Lean forward and put your head between your knees if you feel queer." I think I'm all right now." She was a little doubtful about it, but I didn't want to parley. I gave her a reassuring pat on the shoulder and strode off briskly up the path. I went in through the door, hesitated a moment in the hallway, looked into the door on the left, found an empty dining room, crossed the hall, and entered the sitting room opposite. The first thing I saw was an elderly woman with grey hair sitting in a chair. She turned her head sharply as I entered and said, "Who's that?" I realized at once that the woman was blind. Her eyes, which looked directly towards me, were focused on a spot behind my left ear. I spoke abruptly and to the point. "A young woman rushed out into the street saying there was a dead man in here." I felt a sense of absurdity as I said the words. It did not seem possible that there should be a dead man in this tidy room with this calm woman sitting in her chair with her hands folded. But her answer came at once. "Behind the sofa," she said. I moved round the angle of the sofa. I saw it then. The outflung arms, the glazed eyes, the congealing patch of blood. "How did this happen?" I asked abruptly. "I don't know." "But surely— Who is he?" "I have no idea." "We must get the police." I looked round. "Where's the telephone?" "I have not got a telephone." I concentrated upon her more closely. "You live here? This is your house?" "Yes." "Can you tell me what happened?" "Certainly. I came in from shopping." I noted the shopping bag flung on a chair near the door. "I came in here. I realized at once that there was someone in the room. One does very easily when one is blind. I asked who was there. There was no answer, only the sound of someone breathing rather quickly. I went towards the sound, and then whoever it was cried out, something about someone being dead, and that I was going to tread on him, and then whoever it was rushed past me, out of the room, screaming." I nodded. Their stories clicked.